the NTSE exam. Congratulations, guys. Murali, Ketan, Ankit, and Saman. Before we dive deep into our conversations surrounding NTSE, Murali, could you just tell our viewers about this NTSE exam? What is this exam all about?
So NTSE stands for National Talent Search Examination, and it is for students who want to pursue their studies in science or related subjects. The people who get selected for NTSE, they get a scholarship as far as they continue their study.
Okay. And I believe it's not just about the scholarship, because about 12 to 14 lakh students write this exam, and only 2,000, approximately about 2,000 students are selected all over India. So you four are among the 2,000, which is something that we have to be very proud about. So before we go ahead, maybe each of you all could share about how did you prepare for your particular NTSE exam, and what was your preparation style, what is your strategy? I'm sure each of you all would be slightly different, or it could be similar, I'm not very sure. But maybe we could start with Ankit.
So basically I was a part of CFAL Foundation in 10th, and they had like daily classes, so that made me good in science. And like we also had social and math classes,
Okay.
so that helped me. That helped me in the exam.
You said something about math, so
Yeah.
could you please shed some light on that for our viewers also?
So the NTSE exam has two papers, math and SAT.
Okay.
The math exam has 100 marks. That is almost equal. That's equal to SAT
Yeah.
marks.
So 50% of the paper is math.
Math. And like we have to pay special importance to math because it's not taught in school.
Yeah, true. But it is taught at CFL is what you
Yeah.
said. So you started preparing for it from
Yeah.
grade 10 onwards for that. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Ankit. Let's go to Saman.
Yeah. So I've been in CFL since 6th,
Oh.
and long time. So the CFL math, the way they teach math is really important, because it's very important to start early for NTSE, because just learning math from 6th, 7th, 8th will leave you time so you can learn other stuff. Because math is like the problems, they kind of repeat, as in the sense the basic idea is the same in all math problems. So learning it in an early years will help you get a good grasp of it. And in 9th and 10th you are free to learn SAT, so that you may prepare well.
Yeah. So even when I spoke to a lot of students who cleared NTSE, they say the same, that if you can prepare well for math between 7th, 8th and 9th, life becomes more easier. You can spend more time preparing for SAT in your grade 10. Right? Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Saman. Can we go to Ketan? Yes.
Yeah, so I was a part of CFL in 9th. I started my preparation from 9th itself for GMAT. In 9th, I joined the CFL just for math preparation. In CFL, they'll provide you with two books, the volume 1 and volume 2 of GMAT. The volume 1 will have all the basics and all the questions which will build your understanding. And the volume 2 will basically have all the questions which will be like advanced level, and which will help you to clear the stage 2 and some harder question of stage 1. And for math, I would recommend everyone to practice every day, because in math you need speed and accuracy.
Okay.
And you need to recognize the pattern, because in exam you have around 100 questions, and you have to solve that in 120 minutes. That will be around some 1 minute or something per question.
Okay.
So you need to be quick and recognize the pattern as soon as possible, and that will really help you a lot in like getting a good marks in GMAT.
Okay, wonderful. So practice increases your speed.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Murali.
So for math, I gave a lot of mock tests, and that was it, just problem practice.
Okay.
And just going through the problems which I could not do, and just noting them down somewhere else so that I can go through the idea once again.
Okay.
And as for SAT, I think most of you guys covered the point, but the most important point is students who intend to write NTSE, they mostly, I presume that they like science and they want to continue in that, but as a result they start losing in interest in social science.
Okay.
But that is not at all recommended, because social science carries like 40 marks out of a 100 marks paper, which is SAT, and the questions are such that you either know it or don't know it. So you can just, it's like basically like free marks if you just learn everything properly.
Okay.
So, and math and all, it takes a lot of time.
Okay.
So why miss the guarantee marks when you can get them? Yeah.
So in SAT you said it's physics, chemistry, maths, biology,
Yeah.
and social science, right? So which of these papers would you attempt first?
First social science. As I said, guarantee marks.
And the reason is because you either know it or you don't know it.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
Okay,
Same
wonderful.
thing with biology.
Okay.
Almost the same thing. You either know it or don't know it. The
Okay.
next biology.
Something cannot be here which is here. Yeah, true. Okay.
Then chemistry, which is also kind of like biology. Little bit thinking perhaps. Then physics, then math.
Then math. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so maybe I could go to Ankit. Ankit, for NTSE, you said that you prepared in grade 9 and grade 10, and right now you're an NTSE scholar. So, how is it helping you today? Your preparation for NTSE. You right now also are preparing for exams like JEE, KVPY, and so on. So, how is it helping you today?
So basically, the problems we are given in school in 9th and 10th, you can easily solve them by using the formulas.
Okay.
But the questions you get in NTSE,
NTSE, yes.
but the questions you get in NTSE, some of them require like concepts. You need to build your concepts. So for that, CFL helped me a lot, and they have given workbooks. And those questions in the workbooks, like most of them, for that to solve them, you need concepts.
Okay.
Like just putting the formulas you won't get.
Okay. Okay. So that is how it's helping you even today, is what you said. Okay. What about Saman?
No, I totally agree with him. You can't just use the formula and get the answers in NTSE. You need to understand the thing, understand the concept. And the understanding will even carry to other exams, not just NTSE.
Okay. So it's like a bedrock. Like, I mean, if you
Exactly.
prepare for it, I think you can build a good building on that foundation. Okay.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So Murali, you would travel from Udupi to Mangalore. That's about 60 kilometers away for our weekend classes. What is your experience being like, being a part of CFAL and going through the foundation, now a part of our integrated program here?
Yeah, so looking back, I felt it was I feel it's a really good decision because it really got me like oriented, like getting my priorities right. I knew what I wanted to do. Before that, it was like school stuff was kind of easy for me, so I was just chilled out, like coming home, playing, and then the next day morning just going to school again, and the whole thing used to repeat like again and again. But after joining CFL, I was like really introduced to what hard stuff, so that I could at least try it. So I was like oriented in that.
Okay, wonderful. What about Saman?
Well, CFL has always been like a second home to me. I mean,
Oh, that's very high words of praise. Okay, great. Okay.
I mean, the teachings all are wonderful, but it's the interaction that I like more. We can always approach the teachers, we can say what we want, we can get our doubts cleared, and our peers, they're really helpful.
Okay.
So that's what I like the most about CFL.
Okay.
It's very it's important for the development of.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. We have a lot of students who are going to write NTSE exam in this year and in the coming years. So since you have cleared the stage 2 of the NTSE exam, what would be your words of wisdom or your words of advice to the students who are writing this exam? Maybe we could start with Murali.
Yeah, so first I want to say two things.
Okay.
Number one, don't end up referring like too many books and like books so all over the place. Your house becomes a library and you don't end up reading any of them.
Okay.
It's better that you stick to one good book and like read it completely from the first page to the last page, and you should know everything that's there. Question practice in those books, everything.
Okay.
And advice number 2 is don't get burned out. Like you should not study to such an extent that you end up losing interest in what you're solving. You should be excited to solve those problems. So keep that gap because too frequently if you start doing something, it eventually becomes boring. How much ever you start, you like it.
Okay, thank you. What about, let's go to...
I would basically say give more of mock tests. So specifically math, that will give you a lot of practice because math has more weightage, and also focus on SAT because and specifically social and SAT because that gives you easy marks.
Thank you, Ankit. Ketan.
I would say that you should practice GMAT and social science. Like you should revise social science, your short notes, everything. Like you should revise the one chapter. Like you should have a goal. You should have like 2 to 3 chapters per day. And for GMAT, you should spend around 1 hour per day. Otherwise, it's pretty hard for you to get in GMAT.
Okay. Thank you, Ketan. So, yes, Mr. Saman, finally to you.
Yes, I'd like to put emphasis on starting early. That's really important, especially in 7th, 8th. Those are the times you can build up your knowledge really well. And on a different note, NTSE exam is really important, but in the end, it's still just an exam. So it's important not to get overly stressed over it. So just stress is good, but not to an extent where you lose sleep
Yes.
And
Okay. I think that's a really good point. So, thank you, Samant, Ankit, Ketan, and Murali, for these pieces of, I can call it advice or wisdom to our students who are going to write the exam. And to all the viewers and to all the students, I wish you all the very best for the coming NTSE exams. Thank you.